Dear students, I welcome you all to this first video in the new video series for enhancing your marks in the board examination. In this first video, we will be discussing the tips through which you can increase your marks in the topic of SQL. Okay, so in this video lesson, we will be discussing some tips and the procedure through which you can solve the SQL queries and the output based questions of SQL very easily, and you can get 100% marks in the SQL queries. So students, this is the sample question paper provided by the CBSE in their website. The first thing whenever you encounter the paper is to go through these general instructions. Okay, whichever is the paper, however how many times you have read it, but you must go through these instructions again. There may be some change in the instructions and you should plan your strategy accordingly. Okay, so here you have questions of 1 marks in the beginning. Okay, so you must know how many questions you have to attempt. So first you should go through the instructions carefully, and you can see that out of 21 you have to attempt just 15. Okay, so do not try to attempt more than 15, and please write the question numbers correctly. Okay, now coming to the SQL portion, after this 1 marks question, there are 2 case study based questions in which one of the question is from SQL and another is from file handling, and especially CSV files. Okay, so in this video we are just focusing on SQL part, so we will be discussing the questions related to SQL queries and SQL output. So this question of case study, you must go through the theoretical part of it before moving to the questions. Here you must remember the name of the database being used, the name of the table, and the attributes that are being used with their types, because the type is very much important when you are dealing with insert queries and other also. Okay, so you must remember the name of the table and the name of the columns with their type. Okay, so whenever you are encountering a SQL query, so first thing is you should check the name of the table, because this is the name which will be used again in your queries. Then you must remember, or you must understand the names of the columns. You should not change them. Okay, they should be written in the query as they are. Okay, then depending upon the type you must check their values and you should write the queries accordingly. Here in this question you are mostly asked to select a column that can be declared as primary key. So you must know the basic properties of primary key. Number 1 is that it should not be left blank. Okay, and here you can see that all the values are filled. The next thing is the primary key has the values that are unique, means the value should not be repeated in any sense. Okay, here if you check, this S code has some repeated values. You can see this 21, 21, 22. So this cannot be your primary key. Okay, so the best suitable one is this item number, non-repeated and not null. Okay, There can be others, quantity can also be there, but as this table is only having 8 rows, so it is possible that this quantity may repeat if these rows get increased. Okay, so the best one for this primary key job is item number. Now, next question comes to degree and cardinality. So degree means number of columns and cardinality means number of rows. So here you can see number of columns are 4. Okay, and to count the number of rows you must not include this one, because these are the names of the fields. So you must start from this one to the end. Okay, so it is 7 rows. So cardinality becomes 7, degree becomes 4. Whenever you are writing degree and cardinality, please be clear in your mind that you are writing the correct values. What happens sometimes is you just swap the values. You write degree in place of cardinality and cardinality in place of degree. Okay, so degree means number of columns, cardinality means number of records. Okay. Next query is to insert a record. So you must know the insert into query. Okay, so for insert into query you must remember the syntax. So you will write insert into, then the name of the table, and you must check how many values you have to enter. You have to enter 3 values. As there are 4 columns and you have to enter 3 values, you should use the second variant of insert. Insert has 2 variants. First variant deals with all the values and second variant deals with specific values. Okay, so here you have to insert just item number, item name and S code. Quantity is not to be entered, so you will use the second variant where you have to mention the names of the column. Okay, so what will be the query? It will be insert into, this is the query name, then table name. You have only one table, that is store. You must write the name as it is in capitals. Then in brackets you must write the columns that for which you are entering the value. Okay, and the name should be as it is, item name, comma, S code. It is the first line, and in the second line you will be writing values. Okay, so if you have to enter all the records, then you can omit this part. This entire part will not be used if you are entering all the 4 values, but in this case you are just entering the 3 values, so you will be using this type of syntax. So in values you will just write as the values are given to you, 2010 comma notebook, that should be in quotes, and 25, and at the end you must put semicolon. So this will be the answer. Okay, so insert into is the query, store is the table. You must know now where you have to insert. So insert into which table? So store, how many columns or which are the columns? Then you will write those column names in the parenthesis. If you want to enter all the values, then you should not write the names of the columns. Then in the next line you should write values. Please note, this is values, not value. Okay. Then in brackets you must write the values as they are provided to you. Clear? Now, then you have this question. Abhay want to remove the table store from the database. Which command will be used by him? Let us check all the commands. delete from store, and you can see the command that Abhay want to remove the table from the database. Okay, he wants to remove the entire structure of the database, not the values. So it is a DDL command. Okay, so the DDL commands are related to the entire structure of the table, whereas DML commands are related to values. अगर इसमें ये लिखा होता कि he wants to remove all the records from the table, तो आपकी दूसरी कमांड यूज होती, बट यहाँ पे लिखा गया है he wants to remove the entire structure from the database, so you will be using DDL. अगर उसमें लिखा होता कि वो रिकॉर्ड्स मिटाना चाहता है, then it will be DML. Okay, so in DDL, and let us discuss both. DDL you have create table, then you have alter table, the basic three, and drop table. These are the basic three commands for DDL. And DML we have insert into, then we have update, and we have delete. So these are the basic three DDL and DML commands. So if you have to deal with structure, then DDL, with the values, then we have DML. And the one thing it is common in DDL commands is this table word. Okay, so as you have to delete the structure of the table, you must search for this table keyword. So you want to drop table. Okay, so here is your answer, drop table store followed by semicolon. This will be your answer. So you must first identify the type of command that you will be going to use, either it is DDL or DML. So if it is DDL, then there must be a table word in the command, and it is DML, then you have these. Okay, drop table to delete the structure, and delete to delete the rows. Okay, so this is the answer of your fourth question. Now the next question is, now Abhay wants to display the structure of the table, means the name of the attributes, their respective data types. Okay, so here you want to describe the structure. Okay, so you have the describe command. So this is a basic requirement before dealing with these SQL queries, is the basic knowledge of SQL and its commands. Okay, so you must know each and every keyword phrase that you are going to use in SQL. So you want to display the structure, that means you want to describe the structure. For it we have describe command, or in short it can be written as DESC. So we write DESC and the name of the table. This is our command, and you can also write describe then store. Okay, so it will give you the entire knowledge about the structure. One thing very important, then, that there are 5 options for you, but you have to just attempt only 4. Okay, don't try to be over smart and attempt all these 5. Just select only 4 in which you are most confident. Clear? So this was about the first question, which is a bit easy. Okay, as it is case based, so you must be given a scenario on which you have to write the different queries. Now we move to the other part of this question paper, where we have the SQL queries here at the last. This one, a 5 marks question. Okay, so this is very important, and believe me, if you have the right approach, the approach that I am telling you to take, you can score 100% marks in SQL. Okay, So here you have two types of question. You have given a table. Here you are given two tables and you have to write the queries. Sometimes you may have some questions on output of the queries. Okay, that thing we will also discuss. But here you have been given these tables. As you are given two tables, so it is clear that there will be a query on joins. Okay, that we will be discussing. But first thing first is to note the first thing that I have already told you, to note the name of the table, the name of the columns. Okay, so these things are to be noted at the beginning. And here you have to attempt all the 5. 1 marks for each query. Okay. So depending upon the name of the table, you can just guess the names of the columns. TID, as the table name is teacher, so this TID must be teacher ID. Then this will be the name of the teacher, his age, his department, his date of joining, his salary and his gender. Okay. So first you must go through this data structure of this table. Without going through this, you should not move just to the queries and start writing the answers. Okay. So the 15 minutes in the beginning of the question paper that are provided to you by CBSE are very precious for you, as in those 15 minutes you can plan your approach towards the questions and you can solve these SQL queries in your mind. Okay, just by seeing the queries, your mind will become the SQL interpreter and it will the SQL engine, and it will automatically generate the correct answers for you. Okay, so try to focus and try to adapt to the approach that I am telling you. Okay, so first thing, note the name of the table. Note means in mind, you just must remember for that particular time period that this is the name of the table that I have to deal with. Then the name of the columns. Okay, and as there are two tables, then you must go through the second table also. This is posting, so this PID will be posting ID, this will be the department, and this is the place of posting. Okay, so you must check the common column. Here you can see department is the common column in these two tables. Okay, because whenever you are working on joins, you must require this common column. Okay, so these basic things are now clear to you. You must go through these values also. Okay, the date format. Okay, now let us go to this queries part. Now please focus and listen carefully to what I am saying, how you should approach the queries. There are two types of queries. Number one, where you have to write the query. Second, where you have to write the output of the query. Here you have only just the query based one. So we will discuss the approach for both. So in this one, the query based questions, you must have the approach from left to right. Okay, how it is done? Okay, let us see. Now we will start from the first word and move to the last, underlining it not in the actual paper, just in your mind for a practice. Okay, it should not be done in the board examination. It is not allowed to mark in the question paper. So you must do it for a practice, and after some time this practice will not be required. Your mind will become the SQL engine and you will be getting the answer by your mind. Okay, so let's discuss it and let me tell you my approach of SQL query. So here you see the word to show. Okay, this is the first phrase that I have underlined. Okay, this tells me that I have to use select. Okay, by underlining I will automatically get the answer. Please see the approach: to show, to view, to list, to display. These words indicate the use of select command. Clear? Because sometimes there are confusions on the select and update. Okay, so whenever you have to change something in the database, actually then you will go for update command. Okay, but when you are facing these words like to show, to list, here you can see that to list. Okay, same word again, to display. So these words means the use of select is to be made. Okay, so you have converted this part into your SQL query. Then next part is all information. This represents the use of star. Otherwise you must have some name of columns in its place. That's why I told you in the beginning that you must know the names of the columns. Okay, but all information means start. About the teacher, that means you have to deal with the teacher table. Okay, so you should write from teacher. I think the teacher is in capitals, or okay, yeah, the name should be as they are given to you. Okay, either you can write this entire query in one line, or you can have different line for different phrases. So select star can be like this. Another type is select star in one line, then from teachers in another line, or teacher. Okay, this can also be the approach, or you can have in single line also, but this writing in different line is better. So you have covered this much part. Now select has this part. The basic structure of select is select, then from, then where, then so on. So we have completed select, then star, because after select there are only two possibilities: either you can have star or you can have name of columns. So here we have all information, that's we have star. Then from, we have to identify the name of the table, that is teacher. Now whatever is remaining will be the, either it will be the where clause, or it will be order by or group by clause. Okay, so here we have this thing of history department. So means you do not want the details of all the teachers, you want the details of just history department. That's mean, it means that you have a where and you have to search for history. So history, this one is history, and the name of the column for this is also history, and we have the name of the column as department. So we will write where department equal to, in double quotes, history, then semicolon. Okay, similarly you can write here where the name should be as it is given in the table, and like this you can have your query. Clear? So this is how you approach towards the SQL queries. Now next, number 2, to list. That means select. Okay, the names, you do not have all the information, so names mean you have to go to name. So select name, you just want names. Then this entire query seems to be related with teacher table, so you will write from teacher. Now everything else will be in either where clause or order by or group by clause. Now you have this thing, female teachers, that means gender is coming in place, and mathematics department is also coming in place. So you have a combined query in where. So there is no mentioning of order, ascending or descending, so you will not be having any order by clause, you will just be having where clause. So you write where. So first thing first, that is it should be female teacher. So here you can see female is represented by F and the name of the column is gender. So you will write where gender equal to single quote or double quote F. Now you have covered female teacher, but they must also be in mathematics. So you must write and same department equal to mathematics. You must write in complete. I have just shortened it. So this is your query. So the approach is left to right approach. Okay, just keep on underlining and the underlines will automatically tell what clause you must use, but you must have the basic knowledge of SQL. Then again, third, to list means select the names. Again, you just have to mention the name with their name of all teachers, okay, with their date of joining. That means you have two columns now, name and what is the next one, date underscore of underscore join. So date underscore of underscore join, it must be as they are mentioned in the table. So here also the table name is teacher, so you must write from teacher. Now the remaining part is this ascending order. So whenever you find a word order, that means you are using order by. So here you do not have any where clause, you just have order by clause. So order by, and you can have in capital also this phrase, order by same date of joining. And you can just end this query here, or you can have this ASC word. Okay, it is optional. If you do not write ASC, it is by default in ascending order. Okay, then put semicolon. For descending you have to mention DESC. So here you will have the name and date of joining, and it will be in the ascending order of date of joining. Clear? So this is third query. Now coming to the fourth one, to display means select, teacher's name means name, salary means salary, age means age. So you have three columns. So you will write select name, comma salary, comma age from teachers. Okay. Now you have this condition, male teacher only. That means you have the where clause. So you will be having where gender is equal to in single quote M. So this is your fourth query. Here all the five queries are related to select, but it might not be the case in your final examination. So next you have display means select. Then you have name, that means name. Now you can see here bonus for each teacher, but if you have gone through the table, this bonus column is not in the table. That means it is a derived column. Okay, so it will be derived from the columns given to you, and the derivation is given in the further query. This is the derivation. Bonus is 10% of salary. Okay, so you have to calculate the 10% of salary and it will be named as bonus. Okay, so you will have this. What will be the next column? It will be salary multiplied by 0.10, that will be 10%. Now you have to name it, and to name you have the as keyword, bonus. Then from teachers. This is a query where you have to write a derived column. So a derived column originates from a original column. This, the original column is salary. You have to multiply it by 0.10 to get the 10% of the salary, and the name of the new column, that is derived column, will be bonus. So you write as command. Okay, so this is how you approach towards the queries that are given to you. Okay, so this is the left to right approach. You keep on marking the keywords in your query and convert them to corresponding SQL phrases. Never have any extra word in your query like is, was. Okay, do not use any extra helping verb. Just add the required SQL syntax. Okay, the words that are not permitted in SQL should not be used. Now we also have a third question of 3 marks in which you have to write the outputs of the SQL queries. Okay, so in this type of question, the first thing is to the same that we have already discussed, to check the name of the table, the columns. Okay, now we come to the queries. Okay, here the approach is right to left. Okay, so you must move from right to the leftmost, and through that you can get the perfect answer. So first thing is, in the right, the first query is group by department. Okay, that means you must have the department groups. Okay, so you are using group by clause. Now you move to next portion, that is from teacher. That means you are dealing with teacher table only. Then moving to the leftmost part is the name of the columns. Okay, so this approach is used. Why? Because through this you can minimize the number of required rows. As you can see in this teacher table, you have 8 rows. So in the output, the minimum number of rows that you require will be good. So moving from the rightmost to the leftmost will help you reduce the number of rows. So if there is a condition, it will be on the rightmost part. So depending upon the condition, you can minimize the number of rows. So here group by department is there. Then you have only the teacher table to select, and then only 2 columns there are there. These are department and count. So how you will write in your answer sheet? It will be like a table having 2 columns. One will be having department, and you will be writing like this, dashed lines. The output is like just you see in the MySQL. You have worked with MySQL, and the output, just as you see in the MySQL, you should write it as it is. Then next will be count star. So these are the two columns. Then you will place a dotted line beneath it. Then this is group by department. That means you must mention each group once. That means each department will be repeated once. Let us see what are the department. We have computer science, history, mathematics. These are the only three that we have. So we will write, you can have anyone at the beginning. So this is computer SC, history and mathematics. Okay, so you can write as it is. In the beginning you should write computer SC, then history, and third is mathematics. Then it is count star. So you have to count the number of records belonging to those departments. So you go to this table and you can see the computer science are 1, 2. So computer science, in front of computer science you write 2. Then history 1, 2, 3. So you write 3. And in mathematics there are 1, 2, 3. You can write 3. So this is the output that you will write. Okay, so you must approach right to left. Then again, second one is very easy. From teacher, you do not have any where part. So the teacher table is to be selected and you have to select the maximum date of joining and minimum date of joining. So your answer will be as this. These will become the heading, and below them you will be writing the values. So you will write like max, this is the column name, then this will be dashed lines, then will be min date of join, then you will write the value that you get. Okay, you will check the date of joining column and you will get the maximum and minimum date. Next one is very important, where this right to left approach is very useful, is this one. This where part will minimize the number of records. So here this posting place equal to Delhi. Okay, and teacher dot department is equal to posting dot department. So these things will minimize the number of rows that will appear. Okay, here you can see one thing, that this computer science is mentioned here, but in the previous one it is computer SC. Okay, so it can be a typing mistake or it can be given deliberately. So you should not write these because this value is not matching. Okay, so department can be treated as the foreign key. So this department is common in both these tables. So the matching values will only be placed. So you will just go for this history and mathematics because computer science is not matching as it is. So from these you will just have name of the teacher, his department and posting place. Okay, so you just remove these computer science because it is not matching, the perfect match is not there. So the remaining one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 rows will be in your answer. So the heading of your output will be teacher.name, teacher.department, posting.place. Okay, so you will be having 3 columns with dashed lines in between, and you will get the result from these 2 tables. So first you will write Sharmila, then department history. So it will be like Sharmila, department history, and place of posting Agra. Okay, and so on you will move to the last one. So this approach is very much helpful to minimize the number of records that will appear in your final output. Okay, so if you are having query question, then you should approach left to right, and if you are having output based question, then you should go right to left, so that you can minimize the number of output, and the output should be written as you see in your MySQL terminal. Okay, so you can try as many questions as you want, but the basic things must be clear to you. All the syntax of the SQL command should be clear to you, and the application of those commands should be clear in your mind. And in the beginning you should sit with a pencil so that you can underline the section, and then you can write the output accordingly. But after a bit of practice of 2 or 3 days, this underlining by the pen or pencil will not be required. Your mind will become your SQL engine, and just by reading the query you will just generate the output automatically. Okay, so try to follow this approach in both the types of SQL, and you will find it very easy for you to score 100% in this SQL part. Okay, so that's it for in this video, and in the upcoming videos we will be discussing different sections of your final question paper and how you can score better marks in your examination. So if you find it very useful, then share it with your friends, and if you have a query or you want some more videos on MySQL portion, and then mention it in the comment section, and I will be back with some more videos, or if you require some more examples, then we will also have a video on those examples also. Okay, thank you very much.